Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavaditamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And we'll try and share the screen. There it is. Share screen. Okay. There we are. And the screen is shared. October 29th in Asia. See what our first topic is. Is the future a work-from-home world? Subtitled, a new lifestyle has been thrust upon the world by a tiny virus. How we respond to it will redefine our families and households. And this was written for October 2020, Hinduism Today, and some of the quotes at the beginning are out of date, but I didn't do the research to change them. So companies like Facebook and all are saying something that they said in 2020, which may have changed. But it doesn't change the overall concept that more individuals at present and in the future have the opportunity to work from home at least half the week. And that this is a big change that should be thought about it in terms of Hindu teachings. In many parts of the world, the COVID-19 pandemic has necessitated the governments put in place stay-at-home lockdowns. This in turn has forced many employers and educators to restructure their businesses and schools to enable employees and students to work productively from home. It is becoming clear that unanticipated consequences have been created, including the very real possibility that the temporary stay-at-home world may be morphing into a permanent work-from-home world for large segments of society. Here are two prominent and out-of-date examples that illustrate this trend. Forbes magazine offered this in May 13th, 2020. Article, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, in a paradigm-shifting COVID-19 inspired move, informed his employees that they can continue working from home forever. Understanding this option is not suitable for everyone, Dorsey is keeping the door open for those who wish to work within the traditional office structure. He's leaving the decision to either work from home or at the office in the hands of his employees. So there he is, back in 2020. And another New York Times about Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook's chief executive, told workers during a staff meeting that was live streamed on his Facebook page that within a decade, as many as half of the company's more than 48,000 employees would work from home. To quote, it's clear that COVID has changed a lot about our lives, and that certainly includes the way that most of us work. Mr. Zuckerberg said, coming out of this period, I expect that remote work is going to be a growing trend as well. Another trend that has been accelerated by COVID-19 is telemedicine. To treat patients during the COVID-19 crisis, physicians have, by necessity, greatly increased the use of telemedicine. Many project that the use of telemedicine will continue to rapidly grow. A May 19th article in Tech Republic states, we've been telling doctors for years that by 2024, there will be more virtual visits per day than in-person visits. COVID has brought that date 2 years, maybe 3 years forward. We know some doctors who are already practicing telemedicine from their homes. And as I mentioned at the beginning, let's look at the Hindu perspective on the trend to work from home. Working from home gives more time as there is no need to commute. Many live far from their office or school and spend hours each day just getting to and from work. We see 4 opportunities here to improve life. Oh, before we give the 4 that I chose, what opportunities do you see to improve life if you are able to work from home? The first one I listed, what better place to put some of that extra time than in strengthening the home shrine? And the typical statement, this is for Hinduism today, so it just repeats the basics. It is traditional for Hindu homes to center around a special room set aside and maintained to create a temple-like atmosphere in which we conduct puja, read scripture, meditate, perform sadhana, sing bhajans, and do japa. Gurudeva stressed the shrine room's importance in many of his talks. He knew how it could uplift and inspire. Here's an excerpt from one. All Hindus have guardian devas who live on the astral plane and guard and protect their lives. The great Mahadevas in the temple that the devotees frequent send their deva ambassadors into the homes to live with the devotees. A room is set aside for these permanent unseen guests, a room that the whole family can enter and sit in and commune inwardly with these refined beings who are dedicated to protecting the family generation after generation. Some of them are their own ancestors. The quote continues, a token shrine in a bedroom or a closet or a niche in a kitchen is not enough to attract these divinities. One would not host an honored guest in one's closet or have him or her sleep in the kitchen and expect the guest to feel welcome, appreciated, and loved. All Hindus are taught from childhood that the guest is God, and they treat any guest royally who comes to visit. Hindus also treat God as God and devas as gods when they come to live permanently in the home. Brothers, daughters, aunts, fathers, sons, uncles, all may perform puja within their own home and do, as the Hindu home is considered to be nothing less than an extension of the nearby temple. And then this is the lighting the lamp. I won't read it again, you've heard it so often, but the idea is when you come home from the temple, first thing, light an oil lamp in the shrine room. Doesn't have to be a kutuvilaku, but some type of oil lamp, and that brings the devas who are with you into your shrine room. I really should have said brings devas who are with you at the temple right into your home shrine. That's the idea. And let's see what the second one is. Family bonding. The second opportunity is to spend more quality time with the children. A benefit of working from home is that the hours of one's work schedule may be flexible and allow you to be busy when the children are at school or other activities and be free when they are home. The activity that Gurudeva suggested is Monday home evening. Here is his description. Monday home evening is practiced by many religions, including the Hindus. On Monday evening, Shiva's day, the family members get together, prepare a wonderful meal, play games together, and verbally appreciate one another's good qualities. It's an evening when the television is not turned on. And then my addition is nowadays this would include not using social media during the Monday home evening. They don't solve any problems during that meeting. They just love each other and everybody has a voice, from the littlest child to the oldest senior. It's a family togetherness, one day a week when everyone will look forward to having mom and dad at home. That doesn't mean it will be on Tuesday or any other day. If Monday is missed, family home evening is always on Monday. Everyone's life has to adjust to that. says Gurudeva. Yes, Gurudeva. It's to be on Monday. Gurudeva continues by describing this type of activity as true wealth. Many families find even this is impossible because of their careers. Nowadays, people think that they have to have 2 incomes, 3 incomes to be comfortably well off. Money is gained and lost, sometimes rather quickly. As quickly gained, often as quickly lost. But what is wealth? Wealth is a diamond with many facets. This is nice. One facet of wealth is money, but it is not the only one. A happy family that enjoys each other's company, that is a great wealth. Doing things together and enjoying doing things together is another great wealth. And the third opportunity, additional free time, allows, there's a word missing. Here we go. A third opportunity additional free time allows is to find more richness and balance in one's life. It is common for individuals not working at home to not have enough time to fit in important activities, such as a half hour a day of physical exercise. The stress of modern life can be reduced by the regular practice of Hatha Yoga asanas in the home, something that is impossible in most offices. Stress can also be reduced through simple meditation techniques. More time can allow for healthier meals to be prepared and for enriching activities such as local cultural events, outings, and learning adventures. No more balance. Balanced life. A fourth opportunity is to give some of this gift of time back to the community. Seva projects can be arranged in which all family members participate. So that's really good for older children and younger teenagers to actually do seva at that age. Okay. Seva is an important practice in modern times, and this is best impressed on mind of youth by actually doing it. A benefit of performing seva is that it helps offset the spirit diminishing emphasis on materialism, working having in mind only providing for one's immediate family. That's a nice picture from Penang. It is suggested that if there are no Hindu seva projects in your area, then expand the search into the general community for activities related to improving the environment, disaster relief, or providing clothes, food, and care for the needy. Pramukh Swami Maharaj of BAPS counseled his followers in the aftermath of the 2001 Gujarat earthquake. When people are facing difficulties and sorrows, our Indian tradition is to offer them solace. We feel that by serving the human beings, we serve the Lord Himself. Nicely said. Of course, there are many more possibilities created by working from home. We hope these 4 ideas catalyze your own creative thinking about new possibilities. For increasing the home's spirituality, enhancing your own health and well-being, serving the wider community, and strengthening family bonds. That's our first topic. And the second topic is to look at some concepts from Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. And we have some challenging questions for you. Patanjali defines yoga in verse 2. Yoga is the restraint of mental activities. Most individuals who talk to me about their efforts to do so have difficulty accomplishing this. Fortunately, Patanjali gives a suggestion as to how to succeed. How would you answer the question of how to succeed in restraining mental activities? So Patanjali gives 2 practices. The restraint of these mental activities is achieved through practice and dispassion. If the question were asked, how do we make progress in restraining mental activities, which we just did, a common answer given would be practice, and I'm sure most or all of you thought of that. We need to practice. Patanjali's verse is pointing out that in addition to practice, the other important component is dispassion. In other words, the reason many of these mental activities are occurring is because of our attraction towards someone or something. The subsequent verses further elucidate. Practice is the exertion to achieve steadiness in the state of restraint, meaning we can sustain it for a while. But this practice becomes firmly grounded only after it has been cultivated uninterruptedly and with devotion for a long time. So it takes a long time to really get good at restraining mental activities through practice. Dispassion is the knowledge of mastery of one who is without thirst for objects that are seen or heard about. The supreme state of dispassion is the non-thirsting for the gunas, which arises from the perception of the Purusha. So that terminology may not be self-evident. So I have a simple explanation. The idea of dispassion, which is a translation of vairagya, is it is not seeking happiness from people or possessions, but rather from our inner self. That's the idea. It doesn't mean we don't want to relate to people or don't want to relate to material things. It means we're not expecting them to make us happy. That's where the problem comes up. That's where it interferes with our ability to control the mental activities. So we want to look inside for happiness, find it, and then share it with others. That's the idea. So clearly the expectation that success in meditation will come quickly is incorrect. Not only does practice need to be for a long time, but done without interruption and with devotion. As to dispassion, it decreases through attenuating the kleshas of ignorance, attraction, and aversion through the regular religious practice of Kriya Yoga. So we don't have time to go into all of that. One reason practice needs to be done for a long time is that a changing of the subconscious mind is involved. And the subconscious changes slowly. This involves the concept of samskaras. Samskaras are imprints left on the subconscious mind by experience from this or previous lives. So some of you may not be used to that meaning of samskaras. It also refers to ceremonies in the temple, namakarana samskara. Well, it's the same idea. The important junctures in life have a religious ceremony, and the purpose of that religious ceremony is to impress the subconscious mind about something. So it's the same idea. Samskaras in this sense is the more general use, in the sense of a ceremony in a temple is a one specific use. So samskaras are imprints left on the subconscious mind by experience from this or previous lives. Gurudeva explains, all actions, reactions, and pranic patterns from one life carry forward into the next, but in condensed or seed form as tendencies. Swami Shivananda, Divine Life Society for founder makes a similar statement. All samskaras lie dormant in the chitta, meaning mind, as latent activities, not only of this life, but of all previous innumerable lives. He then gives an analogy for the condensing process. As a merchant closing the year's ledger and opening a new one does not enter in the new all the items of the old, but only its balances, so does the spirit hand over to the new brain his judgments on the experiences of a life that is closed, the conclusions to which he has come, the decisions to which he has arrived. This is the stock handed on to the new life, the mental furniture for the new dwelling, a real memory. And this is an advanced question. See if anyone knows the answer. How would you answer the question of how to subjugate externalizing samskaras? Externalizing samskaras means impressions in the subconscious which cause us to have mental activities about the world. It externalizes awareness. See what the answer is. Samskaras are also activators, constantly propelling consciousness into action. In this regard, they are described as subliminal activators. And Yoga Sutra says, restraint transformation is when the externalizing samskaras are subjugated by the appearance of restraint samskaras. These emerge in the mind at the moment of restraint. Tranquil flow of consciousness is produced by these restraint samskaras. So in other words, whenever restraint is employed in meditation, new samskaras are generated which subjugate the externalizing ones. Restraint samskaras influence the mind to be without mental activity and therefore remain in a tranquil state. So that's one way we change the subconscious through the practice of meditation, just restraint. Another source of samskara transformation from externalizing and worldly to internalizing and spiritual is from mystical insights that come through deeper meditation. The verse says, the scope of this mystical insight is distinct from the insight gained from scripture and inference owing to its particular purposiveness. Usual word. The samskara born from that mystical insight obstructs the other samskaras. So this is the idea that Gurudeva would say in his terminology. Insights from the sub-superconscious mind transform the subconscious mind. Gurudeva comments. After the subconscious mind has been very, very carefully reprogrammed into the contemplative lifestyle, there is little difference to us between the subconscious and the superconscious intuitional states. Therefore, basically, we have moved our awareness into an entirely new mind structure, or at least it seems new to us. This is called the sub-superconscious mind, or the area of the superconscious that has a subconscious which is connected with the physical body functions and everyday life affairs. The sub-superconscious state is the total man functioning at a higher vibratory rate than he did when in the instinctive intellectual area. What is the sub-superconscious mind? It is the subconscious of the devotee well programmed in the contemplative life. This devotee can work within himself and move awareness freely through any area of the mind that he wants to, consciously, without being hindered by habit patterns and reactionary conditions of the past, which were programmed in the subconscious for him by parents, school teachers, friends, and the public in general as he came along through life from birth. Thank you very much. Oh.